And we continue News Central now in Senegal, where Bassirou Diomaye Faye is in his first public appearance since securing the presidency, has expressed his firm commitment to steering Senegal in a new direction. Faye emphasized that his election victory symbolized a decisive break from the existing political order, signaling a desire for change among the Senegalese people. Addressing concerns about international relations, Faye reassured foreign partners that Senegal would remain a steadfast and trustworthy ally for nations seeking constructive and respectful collaboration. He pledged to foster virtuous and mutually beneficial partnerships while upholding Senegal's interest on the global stage. In a conciliatory gesture, Faye spoke of his intention to mend divides within Senegalese society, emphasizing the need to unite hearts and minds for the nation's collective well-being. He promised to diligently work towards fulfilling the aspirations kindled by his election, striving to translate promises into tangible progress for the Senegalese populace. And now to further discuss this, I am joined by Executive Director, Not Too Young to Lead Initiative, and that's Ambassador Elvis Akpobi. Ambassador, it's good to have you join me. Let's get started, shall we, very quickly. What factors do you believe contributed to the electoral process of Faye? He's a relatively young candidate at 44 years old. I would say is kind of mid-age, is not too young though. And in the recent, just in the recent Senegalese, presidential elections, what are your thoughts?
I'm overwhelmed with joy, and I'm excited that what the NotTooYoungToLead stands for, what we are advocating for, is coming to play and is overwhelming the entire West Africa. We can't have it immediately, but we're having it gradually. What happened in Senegal, sequel to this last election, shows that politics and power is gradually going back to the people. The people spoke with their vote. They demonstrated who they wanted to, steer the ship of their country with their vote. And a young man who has been advocating for the need of the people, a young man who believes in steering the ship, making policies that will better his people, was elected. And from his first speech, he said he wants to, do a lot of changes. And from what I see, he'll get it right as a president.
And very, very bold and strong speech there. And, it tilts towards what we hope for Senegal. Now, all eyes are on him and also on Senegal as well, because, the statements that was made there in his speech there was very, very profound. But, one can ask and even wonder how significant his victory would also mean in terms of a desire for change, not only within the Senegalese political landscape, but also West Africa at large. Take Nigeria for one. Your thoughts on that?
I think what happened is, in Senegal is a testament of change can happen anywhere. And I think Nigerians should borrow a leaf from it, that power belongs to the citizens and not the people we contract governance with our votes. The bleakness we're faced with today as Nigerians, it's caused by people who contracted governance with our vote, but who can make that change with our votes anytime election comes up. And another thing that is key again in this previous election is I noticed, because I have someone on ground there, I was meant to understand that the military, the security men, they did not interfere with the electioneering, and not forgetting that they have it at the moment. I can categorize say Senegal have the headquarters of a transparent democracy is in Senegal at the moment. I can boldly say that, and I think other West African countries should borrow a leaf from that.
Yeah, now you one of the things that is very obvious, and that was also sort of hinted on by President Macky Sall and also all of the international, and everyone who's been observing the electoral process even before and during the campaigning process, was that Faye's status as an anti-establishment candidate, and that seems to be very synonymous with the narrative when it comes to younger candidates. But what challenges might he face in implementing his proposed reforms and policies?
In his speech, he talked about the young man at the moment is faced with, policy reforming, creating jobs for young people who are mostly the larger populace, and their bilateral relationships with other Western countries. Well, he needs to create another thing again, foreign direct investment into that country. But people, statistics and people, opinions have it that he's not experienced, owing to the fact that he's yet to, hold an elective position before now. But he has been an activist before now. I was made to understand that he's a it's into a tax operator, but the confidence I have is he has the likes of Mr. Sanko, who is well experienced, and other opposition leaders with him. And if he borrow a leaf from their experience and not take all the advice they give to him, but advices that will make Senegal better, I think he will do well as the president. And one thing he must bear in mind is his actions and inactions as one of the first elected young presidents in West Africa. We either open doors for other young presidents across West Africa. So we're looking forward to him doing well. We're going to support him at the civil society organizations, and we pray he takes Senegal to a greater height.
Ambassador, I mean, you just made very solid points there when it comes to his governance or what he will be for his administration. But one thing is certain, a solid team and a solid start is all that really matters to steer Senegal on the way forward. Ambassador, thank you so much for coming on. We appreciate you for doing this with us.
Thank you for having me.
And that's Ambassador Elvis Akpobi. He is the Executive Director, Not Too Young to Lead initiative, and he was talking to us about the recent win of Faye, President-elect for Senegal.